You know, there's something beautiful about reaching this chapter of life. The hustle and bustle that once seemed so important starts to fade into the background. We begin to see things more clearly, what truly matters, what deserves our time, and most importantly, who deserves a place in our lives. It's not about how many birthday cards you receive or how many people know your name. What matters are those genuine connections that make your heart feel full every single time you interact with them. Let me tell you about Margaret, a wonderful woman I met at the community center last year. At 78, she had what many would consider a small social circle, just 4 close friends she saw regularly. But when she talked about these friendships, her entire face lit up. There was Helen, her neighbor of 30 years, who always knew when Margaret needed company without being told. There was Robert, her former colleague, who could make her laugh until her sides hurt with stories from their working days. And then there were her 2 book club friends, who challenged her mind and touched her soul with their deep conversations. Margaret taught me something profound. After 70, it's not about collecting friends like stamps. It's about curating your inner circle with people who truly enhance your life. This brings us to the first type of person worth keeping close, the uplifter. These are the special individuals who leave you feeling better than before you saw them. They're not necessarily the life of the party or the most outgoing people you know. In fact, some of the best uplifters are quiet listeners who make you feel truly heard. What makes them so valuable is their ability to replenish your energy rather than drain it. Think about the last time you had coffee with a friend and came home feeling lighter, more optimistic, like a weight had been lifted from your shoulders. That's the magic of an uplifter. Uplifters come in many forms. Sometimes it's the grandchild who FaceTimes you just to show their latest art project, filling your heart with pure joy. Other times it's the walking buddy, who always knows when to offer encouragement during your morning strolls around the neighborhood. What they all have in common is this remarkable ability to make ordinary moments feel extraordinary through their presence alone. They don't solve your problems or offer unsolicited advice. They simply create space for you to be yourself without judgment or expectation. Now, you might be wondering how to identify the uplifters in your own life. Here's a simple exercise I recommend. Over the next week, pay attention to how you feel after spending time with different people. Do you feel energized or exhausted, inspired or indifferent, noticed or overlooked? Your body and emotions will give you all the answers you need. Those who leave you feeling valued, understood, and somehow renewed, those are your uplifters. And in this stage of life, they're worth their weight in gold. The second type of person you'll want to cherish is what I call the authentic. These are the rare gems who show up as their true selves and allow you to do the same. No masks, no pretenses, no exhausting social performances. Just real, raw, beautiful connection. After 7 decades of life, haven't we earned the right to be done with superficial relationships? The authentics in your life understand this deeply. Authentics have this wonderful way of cutting through life's nonsense. They're the ones who will tell you kindly but honestly if that new hairstyle isn't working. They remember how you take your tea without being reminded. They listen to your stories, even the ones you've told before, with genuine interest. Most importantly, they create a safe space where you can share your fears about aging, your concerns about health, or your reflections on life without fear of being dismissed or pitied. I remember my friend Arthur, who at 82 would say exactly what was on his mind in the kindest possible way. When I was nervous about hosting my first family gathering after my wife passed, he didn't offer platitudes. He simply said, "It's going to feel strange and that's okay. Just do what feels right for you." That kind of honest, no-frills support is what authentics provide. They don't try to fix your feelings. They honor them. What makes authentics particularly precious as we age is their ability to keep us grounded. In a world that often treats seniors as either fragile children or invisible beings, authentics see you, the real you, with all your wisdom, quirks, and complexities. They appreciate you for who you are right now, not just who you used to be. And that kind of acceptance becomes increasingly valuable with each passing year. Now, before we explore the third type of essential person, let's pause for a moment. Think about your own relationships. Who are the people that immediately come to mind as you hear about uplifters and authentics? Maybe it's a sibling who's known you your entire life. Perhaps it's a friend you made later in life, but who understands you better than people you've known for decades. Whoever they are, take a mental note of these special individuals, because they form the foundation of what truly matters in relationships after 70. This brings us to the third and perhaps most profound type of person worth keeping in your life: the anchor. These are the steady, grounding presences who provide continuity and depth to your life story. Unlike uplifters who boost your mood or authentics who keep it real, anchors serve a different but equally vital role. They help you make sense of your journey. Anchors are often, though not always, people who've known you for many years. They remember your history because they've lived parts of it with you. When you talk about your late husband, they don't just nod politely, they share their own memories of him. When you mention the neighborhood as it was 30 years ago, they're right there with you, recalling the same details. This shared history creates an irreplaceable bond. But here's something important. Anchors aren't just about nostalgia. They help you integrate your past, present, and future. A good anchor will listen to your concerns about aging and say, "Remember how you worried about retiring? Look how well that turned out." They have this unique ability to reflect your own resilience back to you when you need it most. What's beautiful is that anchors can come into your life at any stage. Yes, some are childhood friends or longtime neighbors, but others might be people you met at the senior center 5 years ago who've since become keepers of your stories. What matters isn't the length of time you've known them, but the depth of connection you've built. Now you might be thinking, what if I don't have someone like this in my life? The wonderful news is that it's never too late to find or become an anchor. Start by being present with people. Listen deeply when others share their stories. Show up consistently. Before long, you'll find those anchoring connections forming naturally. As we navigate our 70s and beyond, these three types of relationships, uplifters, authentics, and anchors, become the pillars of a fulfilling social life. But how do we nurture these connections while gracefully letting go of relationships that no longer serve us? That's where the real art of aging well comes into play. Nurturing these essential friendships doesn't require grand gestures. In fact, it's often the small, consistent acts that matter most. A phone call to say, "I was thinking about you." A handwritten note slipped into a friend's mailbox. Saving a newspaper article you know would interest them. These seemingly minor actions accumulate into a powerful message. You matter to me. Technology can be a wonderful ally here. Learning to send emails or text messages, even if it's just occasional, helps bridge gaps between visits. Video calls allow you to see grandchildren's faces light up when you praise their accomplishments. Even simple photo sharing through email or messaging apps keeps connections alive across distances. But here's the equally important flip side: recognizing when a relationship has run its course. This can be one of the hardest but most liberating realizations we come to in later life. Some friendships were meant for specific seasons: the workplace camaraderie, the parenting years, the shared hobby phase. When these connections start feeling more obligatory than joyful, it's okay to let them fade naturally. You'll know it's time to create distance when you consistently feel drained after interactions, when the relationship feels one-sided, or when you find yourself dreading rather than looking forward to contact. This isn't about blame or dramatic endings. It's simply about honoring your limited time and energy by investing it where it matters most. Remember Mrs. Thompson from my building? At 81, she made the conscious decision to stop attending her monthly lunch with a group of women she'd known for years. "We've grown in different directions," she told me. "The conversations leave me exhausted. All complaints and competition about grandchildren and health problems. I'd rather have quality time with a few close friends than obligatory gatherings with many." Her wisdom stays with me. This brings us to an essential truth. Curating your social circle after 70 isn't about being selfish. It's about self-preservation and quality of life. Just as we downsize our homes to eliminate unnecessary maintenance, we can downsize our social commitments to eliminate unnecessary stress. The result? More time and energy for the relationships that truly nourish us. Now let's address a common concern. What if your circle feels too small? First, know that many people experience this, especially after losses that come with aging. The good news? Meaningful connections can form at any age. Consider joining a class or club related to your interests. Volunteering is another wonderful way to meet like-minded people. Even regular visits to the same park or coffee shop can lead to unexpected friendships. The key is to focus on shared interests rather than forced interactions. When you connect over something you genuinely care about, gardening, books, history, music, the foundation is already there. From that shared interest, deeper connections can grow naturally over time. It's also worth remembering that not every important relationship needs to be with someone your own age. Intergenerational friendships can be incredibly enriching. Younger people often bring fresh perspectives and energy, while we offer wisdom and life experience. These mutually beneficial relationships add beautiful diversity to our social ecosystems. As we wrap up this conversation, I want to leave you with one final thought. The quality of our relationships in later life profoundly impacts our health and happiness. Studies consistently show that strong social connections reduce risk of depression, improve cognitive function, and even boost longevity. But beyond the research, there's something even more important: the sheer joy of being truly seen and valued by others. So today, I invite you to take 2 simple steps. First, reach out to one person who fits these categories: your uplifter, your authentic, or your anchor. Let them know what they mean to you. Second, consider gently stepping back from relationships that consistently drain rather than fulfill you. Your future self will thank you. And remember, it's never too late to build new meaningful connections. Every friendly conversation at the grocery store, every shared laugh at the community center, every moment of genuine human connection contains the seed of potential friendship. Water those seeds where you feel the most resonance and watch how your social world transforms. The golden years become truly golden when shared with people who illuminate our lives. May your days be filled with those who uplift you, keep you grounded, and walk beside you through all of life's beautiful seasons. Here's to living and loving fully at every age. I'd love to hear from you. Who are the special people in your life who uplift you, keep you grounded, or anchor you through life's changes? Have you experienced how these meaningful connections make later life richer? Let me know in the comments below. Your stories might inspire others to appreciate their own important relationships. And if this conversation resonated with you, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more thoughtful discussions about living your best life at any age. Remember this: you're never too old to nurture the relationships that truly matter, or to gently release those that no longer serve you. Every positive connection you cultivate is like planting a seed that will blossom into more joy, more comfort, and more meaning in your golden years. Whether you have one cherished friend or several, what matters most is the quality of love and understanding you share. So here's to surrounding ourselves with people who make our hearts feel full, our minds feel sharp, and our souls feel understood. Here's to living these precious years exactly as we choose, with intention, with grace, and with the right people by our sides. Thank you for spending this time together, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue exploring how to make every stage of life truly fulfilling. Until then, take care of yourself and cherish those golden connections.